show. Let me pull up my Twitch just so I can see where you guys are at. Awesome. So we're kicking things off here. I actually just got home not long ago. Got all set up. I'm wearing my, it's not an official Lichess shirt, but I really like this shirt, I gotta say. It's the Yin Yang Knights design. And shout out to one of my subscribers on my YouTube channel. He sent me this a while back, and I don't know. I like to wear this when I play on Lichess sometimes. It just seems fitting. All right, so how's everyone doing today? Greetings to Dragonoid. I see you in the chat. Hello, Greg Benson. So we're streaming on the official Lichess channel, lichess.org. Check them out, check them out. Hello, N Papa G. Also, JD Mail. Let me accept a challenge here. We'll get this rocking and rolling. So we're playing 3-0. This is not a 3-0. I'm not going to be tricked into a correspondence game. So we got to abort this one. Sorry about that, Terrence Trouser. Let's get another game going. Also correspondence. We gotta decline that. 3+0 only. It's another correspondence. Okay, I'm getting a lot of correspondence challenges. Now we have a 3-0. Good luck to War of the Morning. Let's start things out with the Scandi. Let's do it. I'm gonna have to adjust my webcam just a little bit here. All right, queen takes d5. Now, I like to meet this d4 move with e5. Challenge the center immediately. Not let white keep that pawn on d4 for very long. Could also play knight c6. Totally okay move. Yeah, hello once again to everyone in the chat. I'm going to bring my chat over here. Just a little bit easier for me to see. Hello to No Joke Chess, by the way. Okay, I'll take this. I think this line is actually nothing special for black because white will play knight b5 or knight e4. But knight e4 doesn't look too great for white because knight b5 would have double attacked the pawns. This one doesn't look like white's winning the pawn back. Maybe I can play knight b4 to go after this. All right, but this is allowing the check. That is a rook, War of the Morning. Hello, rookie. Rookie Rook. John, have you shifted home? Well, I am home right now. Yeah, I'm in the process of moving at the moment, so it's a little chaotic. But it is exactly that. It's a process. So I'll be here a little while longer. I did bring out the Big King, though, specifically for this stream. He's been hiding for a few streams. So who's going to take me down today? We have not had someone even get me for a draw yet, I believe. So it's time. It's time for you guys to step up. I'm going to play d3 so I can play bishop takes b2 coming up. And now maybe we can get the knight out. Knight c2, save it. Also covers the e1 square conveniently. Oh, he says it was a mouse slip. Okay. Maybe he's referring to bishop h3. That would be my guess. Right? No joke chess? Someone's got to beat me. We can't have the host dominate too much. Let's take this. This hits the rook. Also, the knight's under fire. So it seems like rook c1 is forced again. Greetings, Falcon. Oh, thank you very much, rookie. Appreciate your support over these 5 years. All right, good game, War of the Morning. Yeah, you want to go knight b5 in this position right here. And attack both the pawn on e5 and the pawn on c7. Thanks for the game. Who's up next? We're over 100 challenges. Except random. Fiorel's chess. I don't know. This is maybe feedback for the random challenge extension creator. If you happen to be out there, I have this sneaking suspicion that the accept random challenge actually prioritizes certain challenges over others. Because I feel like I get an inordinate amount of correspondence games when I click on that. And I know not many people are challenging me to correspondence. So it could be luck of the draw. But I just have this seeking suspicion it pushes certain challenges up in an otherwise random selection. Maybe it's by time control or something. Greetings, I am Superman. Hey, Sinise, yeah, I'm doing well. It's a beautiful day here. I'm going to get outside after this. It's actually rather hot today. Let's take this knight. Playing real simple chess here. We've given white the bishop pair, but that's fine. In the Queen D8 Scandinavian, we often do that. Correspondence is the default in challenging. Oh, interesting. Didn't know that. Do I think I'll be a grandmaster one day? Tough to say, man. Yeah, tough to say. At my current trajectory, no, because I'm just not really playing. But I do think I'm capable, yeah. Oh, interesting. So when people click that link that Nightbot is giving you guys to challenge me, it might default to a correspondence game. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, it just seems like I get a lot of those requests. But a lot of people also challenge 3-0. Yeah, like, I don't know if you guys can see this, but unlimited, unlimited. Ah, that must be... Wait, unlimited standard. Yeah, all of these are correspondence challenges. Why are there so many of those? That might have been people clicking on that link. You're right. Which, maybe Lichess can change that. But yeah, the top several, I don't know, at least 10 challenges here, 15 maybe, are all correspondence games. I'm already stuck in one endless correspondence game. It's a Carocon that I accidentally accepted last time. Shall I try to trap this knight? I could play h6. I think h6 is actually just a good move because g5 is a big threat. I might win a pawn out of this because, well, I guess I can play knight e2 so that the bishop can come back. I was thinking knight e4, I trade, and then play g5. Or even f5, and then g5 followed by f4, although that looks a little extreme. Yeah, Samir, I'm a chess professional. Yep. Am I going to get hurt by queen h5 if I play this? I think it's okay. But you always got to think twice before playing a move like g5. It's a decision that changes the landscape forever around your king safety when you start pushing more than one pawn. So just be advised. Okay, now here, this pins the pawn, but there's a couple different issues with this that I see. One, and this is probably the move I'm going to play, knight f6 looks straightforward. It hits the queen and also the bishop. I could also play f5, although again, I don't want to make too many pawn moves. If f5, queen h5, there's a threat of checking here, so I think this is a nice tidy solution. And yeah, the plan is to take the bishop on e4 next, and then take the dark square bishop. Unlimited games are not really unlimited. We lied. Oh yeah, I was wondering about that too. No joke, chess. Is there actually a time limit in the unlimited games? They will end in 3 weeks with no move. Okay. Good to know. All right. Yeah, I'm going to take here. There is a check here, but my king has enough protection. The king can hide. Let's go here now. I'll just block queen takes h4. Just looking to convert this baby up a piece for a pawn. Or not even, just a full piece. Did I follow the candidates? Yes, I did. Not as closely as I would have liked, but I saw some of the major games. You know, games like Fabiano's opening preparation gem against MVL. Thank you for the game, Fiorel's Chess. From Iceland. Okay. Yeah, I think you just kind of got caught with your bishop over there. I would say this maneuver, knight e2, knight g3, was not so successful. Although, in general, I do like your plan of trying to play c4. But putting the knight on g3 looked a little too awkward. Yeah, thanks for the game. Who's up next? Crusheroni squad. 3-0. Let's go. 21-43. What city am I in? I am right outside of Minneapolis. Playing another Scandi. Let's play the Queen A5 version. And I'll try to play it in the modern style. Bishop D2. Let's go Bishop G4. Oh, thanks, Bobby Blunders. Glad you're liking those lines. So this is an idea. You induce white to play f3, and then you pull the bishop back to d7, and you essentially argue that it's a weakening move, this f3 move. So now I'm going to play queen b6. I got to watch for knight d5. Knight d5 is a threat with the bishop sitting on c4 because of the attack on the queen, but most importantly, I wouldn't have been able to save my queen, really, or defend c7. So I played this a few times. I think I go e6 now. Yeah. This is, in fact, a pretty critical variation in terms of white striving for an advantage. Got to be careful. Knight c6 can sometimes be met by knight a4. Although in this case, I have the move queen a5. Now I have to remember what I do here. I am going to play... I'm going to play the move a6. This is sometimes a useful move. Maybe looking for bishop b5. Also creates a little square for the queen to tuck away. d5 is not a threat because the bishop's hanging, so I would expect either queen d2 or maybe castles here. Okay, white plays a3. Reasonable, reasonable. Let's play bishop e7. We'll see which way white castles. You prefer when your opponent plays the queen c6 Scandi. Oh, I've seen many people play the queen c6 Scandi. Unfortunately for them. All right, let's cackle. d5, bishop c5 is the idea. All right, so now it's game on because we've got opposite side castling. I'd love to jump my b-pawn over my queen, but that is not allowed by the rules of chess. So let's play... I'm thinking either bishop b5 or maybe queen a7 looking for this. Or queen a5. Queen a5 actually still looks pretty darn good. There's king b1, though. Okay, I'm a little behind on the clock, so I can't spend too much time. Let's do this. Thank you, Kayash IR. Thanks for tuning in from Norway. Something about the king statue looks different. I don't see it, but no, it's propped up by books. It always has been propped up by books. But I don't see what would be different. Okay. Now, bishop takes e2 is possible. Maybe just knight d7, though. Let's do that. d5 I'll play here. We're playing a little bit of chicken with the bishop on e3, but I think it's fine. Those books are the Yusupov series. Great series of books by Artur Yusupov. Play this. This looks very odd, I know. Again, with the bishop here, maybe courting a4, but there's bishop takes e2. Now I think I'm going to stick the knight on d5. So white is pawn storming. One of the worst things you can do when your opponent is pawn storming like this is to play a pawn move on that wing. I'm not going to touch the h or the g pawns until I absolutely have to. It's possible white will make contact with them. That would be probably the ultimate goal. But I'm not going to touch those pawns until I have to because I don't want to make it easier for white to make contact with me. If I push them up, I'm going to create a hook for white to attack with. So don't make that mistake in these positions. Just focus on your own play. So I'm focusing on playing against white's king. After a swap here, I'll be threatening bishop takes a3. So this is a little push-pull dynamic here. White pushing on the king side. I'm trying to pull their attention over to the queen side around their king. White's defending well, though, I gotta say. This is, I think, pretty well played. Let's go a5. But I made white play a defensive move. Ooh, now I'm looking at this. I like the look of this. Let's do it. Let's not even calculate it very much. We're getting low on the clock. Idea takes, go here. And that is a pin, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so no holds bar action here. I'm going to do this. Again, not going to touch these pawns really, just economy of movement on that wing. Is that tip about not pushing pawns a general opposite side tip or Scandi only tip? General opposite side castling, absolutely. Yeah, that's a broad rule. Okay, White's getting creative. I mean, I like the idea. Whether it works or not, we shall see. I think my king can escape. And I'm up a lot of material, so if my king survives, all good. Can I? Okay, I'm in check, so let's do that. Let's take. Check. Check again. King is an attacking piece. Here we go. Use the king as a weapon. That was a fun game. Nice opposite side castling game. Yeah, thank you. GG. Real interesting one. Let's check the analysis board really quick. Just 10-20 second analysis here. Engine likes white in the middle game. This is complex, though. I mean, for a blitz game, this is the type of position that can go either way. I did feel like once I got rook f c8 in, that the tide was switching in my favor. Yeah, and the engine starts to perk up a little bit for black. But again, just to emphasize this one more time, you see how far white had to push these pawns before they were able to make contact? Not even sure I played this so well, but it was enough to win in the end. Inspired play by Crusheroni, though. Bishop h6. I mean, he realizes that the queen side's collapsing. He's got to do something drastic here. The engine says I should take the bishop cold-blooded. I wasn't keen to allow the queen to come in. I took here, and it looks a little scary, but it seems like black's fine. White just doesn't quite have the firepower, and I'm ready to unleash some threats on the other wing. So this looks like it checks out. Oh, I had mate in one. Bishop c3. Who saw that? Bishop c3. I just took the rook, but okay. Thanks for the game. That was a real interesting one. Well played. Next game. Do I have any tips about elo anxiety for a new player? Any general tips to improve? You know, that's a tough one. This is correspondence. Sorry, Jason. We got to abort that. That is a tough one. I would say, and this is going to be difficult right now, I know. Pinky go, good luck. Try to think of how many thousands of games you're probably going to play in your chess career. If you stick with chess for, you know, more than 6 months, a year, whatever, you're going to play thousands of games, tens of thousands of games. So the result of one game or a series of games, a month of games even, is pretty much meaningless. It's just going to be noise in the end. Think of it as gathering data points for you to reflect on and use for your improvement. The only way you can gather that data is by playing and losing a lot too. And your elo, I know it's easy for me to say, but you really shouldn't pay attention to it very much. I think Pinky Go is not here. Sorry, Pinky Go, but got to be ready for the game when it starts. Although your rating is an accurate reflection generally of where you're at any given time, focus on your habits more than the rating. Am I being disciplined about my play? Am I avoiding binge playing where I just play a bunch of games and I know I'm starting to make bad decisions, but I just continue to play? Don't do that. Even if it's good for the Lichess traffic, don't do that. For their server traffic. Pace yourself. I really believe setting a strict limit to the number of games that you're playing. Wait, this looks a little weird compared to normal. Do I take here? So if queen takes, okay, we might transpose to normal. Why does this seem off to me? Maybe I go here? Let's do this. But yeah, I really do believe telling yourself in advance how many games you're going to play in a given day or in a given session is one of the best things you can do for your discipline and overall online chess well-being. Yeah, binge playing is the worst. I mean, unless you're doing it purely for fun, you're sacrificing results for sure. when you do that. There's no question. Some people's threshold is higher for how many games they can play and still be playing reasonable chess. But for most people, I mean, I would say probably after about an hour of playing. Once you get into the hour and a half, 2 hour range, you're going to make just poor decisions, worse than you would when you're fresh. There's no doubt. Okay, let's take. So I like this position here because black has pushed a ton of pawns. We have this Sveshnikov style setup. Watch the d5 square. That square is traditionally quite weak for black, so if we get a pure trade here, I'm probably going to put my knight in there in the near future. If I were playing my opponent's position, I would probably play bishop e6 here to cover this square. And he does. This way, at least black has some way to dispute this. If I land a piece here, it's castle. I'm kind of curious if black... Okay, there goes another pawn. Curious if black's going to make it the full complement of pawns being pushed by playing f5. Maybe I go here. Because again, I'd love to land a knight on d5 and have it be unopposed. I don't want black to be able to trade it for one of their minor pieces. The king is back. Yeah, he's back. I pulled him out of the closet here specifically for this stream. Long live the king. Let's go here. Yeah, now weaknesses start to appear. The d6 pawn I'm threatening to take and then win that with check. If black castles here, I could maybe do the same thing. There's also h5 loose. I know this pawn's a little loose too. Might be good for me to play this at this stage, but also taking... I guess his idea is to take here, but I could take this one. Is it worth it, though, to even allow... No, I'm not going to play that way. I'm just going to keep it strategic. Some people are recommending Zen mode. Yeah, Zen mode might be a good way to play too. Okay, bishop b7 is creative because we'd look for a fork, but it doesn't quite work. Let's play a4. I like this. So asking black what they're going to do about the queen side. I have a feeling black's going to try his luck with a move like f5. Yeah, because the position was not looking too hot otherwise. So let's take. And now maybe knight g5. We'll jump with the queen, or with the knight to attack the queen. Maybe h4 on the way. Probable bishop f6, but I think I can take on b5. Something feels like it's going to happen here. And hopefully in my favor. Queen d5 looks attractive here. Queen here as well. Queen d5, I take and then check. Looks good. At a glance, also queen d3 maybe. This might be the move. This hits both these points. So I'm thinking if bishop here, I take and I'm on the rook, and then I can later take back on g5. I gotta hurry though. We need to make some moves. On the attack. Opponent's defending well here. Ooh, ran into rook a7 though. Now we gotta beat the clock. Let's just go here. We don't have to take yet. Check. Bring this over. Check coming. And resigns. Okay, Kieran, thanks for the game. Yeah, I think a few too many pawn pushes in the opening. A little bit too loose of a position. But interesting battle nonetheless. Curse of the commentator. Oh, because I said he was defending well? That position might have been losing for black, though. all along. It felt very shaky for black, but he did defend well. He kept it together. Who's up next? We're getting some good players here. A lot of 2000, 1900, 1800 players. Volver and BVB. Let's play D5. Well, I have 4 different drinks. I'm simuling drinks here, guys. I've got my very last couple gulps of Starbucks. I have my herbal tea, sleepy time tea, even though it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I have some sparkling water, and then finally I have some regular water. So, really simuling the drinks. I'm going to play bishop f5 here. This is a possible gambit line, because white can play queen b3 after this move. I played this OTB, and it's an interesting gambit. I actually don't fully trust it for black, but I did manage to beat a grandmaster in this in a classical game when I played a tournament in Norway in 2017. Grandmaster Frede Urkedal. This is the idea. You advance in the center. White has to waste a number of moves to secure that pawn. The engine's going to like white here, though. Now, taking this pawn is dangerous. I don't remember exactly why, but you're not supposed to take it. I'll figure it out if white plays it, or attempt to. This is, I think white's playing this correct. Where does the queen go? I think it goes to c7. One of these squares, but let's see what white does. White's not castling. Okay. So this makes me want to somehow keep white's king in the center, but I'm not sure how. Maybe I do this? I don't know. Queen a5 looks active. Bishop d2 probably runs into this. So possible danger. Yeah, now white really needs to castle here, so that's what I'm gearing my play towards. Bishop f5 looks nice and energetic, right? Ooh, I love this. I love this move. Queen takes f5, bishop takes check, and then the rook in the corner is a goner at the end of the line. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm going to decline these challenges. I hate to do this once again because people queued up, but they challenged to the wrong time control. It's unlimited, and they do go to the top. Even though this is random, I am selecting randomly from these challenges via this button. But it does clog up the pool. You are correct. So let me just decline some of these. I don't think I'm declining any of the legit ones for our purposes. These are all unlimited, aka correspondence games, which we of course don't have time for. So feel free to re-challenge if I'm getting rid of any of those challenges there that you had sent. Okay, e4. I'm going to take, and on bishop back, I think I'm going to play e3 and try to get the same operation going. Nothing really has changed. Okay, bishop d3. Probably a good defense. Some brutal looking stuff here like this, but I really want to keep that king in the center. I don't know. So take. Say rook over, queen takes pawn. Take, check. Now we'll figure that out. We'll figure it out. Just play some moves. I feel like this could run into this move, or even bishop takes c3 right away. Yeah, white doesn't even take it. Let's just capture here. It's time. King takes f2. I think I'll play bishop d4 check. We got all the pieces in the attack. Should be indefensible for white. Now maybe check here. Because knight e2 was previously a defense against this move, but now they blocked their defense of that knight. So white's caught. Wolverine, thanks for the game. Yeah, sharp line, theoretical line. If you guys are interested, you can check that line out. Risky, high risk, high reward line for black, giving out the pawn like this, because you always got to watch for queen b3 when you develop your bishop to f5 early in the Slav. So do be careful. Wasn't queen f5 mate? No, f5 is covered by the white queen. Did I get vaccinated? Yeah, I've had my second dose. I got it last week. Or, yeah, last week, last Friday. So it's been a little over a week now for me on the second dose of Pfizer. I was definitely under the weather for the first 24 hours, but I was completely fine after that. Legato 44. Good luck. Let's play. Let's play an English opening. Legato 44 with the wings. That means they're a Lichess patron. And thanks again to Lichess for organizing this Let's Play, playing the viewers weekly event. I'm not the only streamer doing this. It's been a lot of fun though. And yeah, consider supporting Lichess. You get the wings next to your name when you do. Being a Lichess patron. I'm going to castle. I'm not fearful of black taking here. That would actually be helpful because this dark square bishop is black's best minor piece. So let's try to encourage it. Hey, thank you, casual player. Thanks for tuning in. Have I been watching the Mr. Dodgy Invitational? You know what? I've been slacking. I have not been able to watch that. Have I missed anything good thus far? Oh yeah, under the weather. It's one of those phrases that may not seem to make any sense if you're a non-native speaker. That's good though, adds to your repertoire. Yeah, and also capturing here I'm not such a big fan of for black because although they may end up actually winning a pawn here, I think the dark square damage is going to be pretty significant. Jobava dancing while playing. Well, he's well known for that. Yeah, he's been doing that a lot. Okay, we're going to play this in real enterprising fashion. We're going to encourage my opponent to take the... Oh, he doesn't take this pawn. Okay, I thought he was going to take there. Let's capture this guy. And then I'm going to go a4, preparing bishop a3. And we win the exchange. My dark square bishop is so strong, I almost don't want to take that rook next move, but I probably will. Did this turn into a Catalan? You know, kind of. I mean, the bishop on g2, which is the calling card of the Catalan, it could arise out of a Catalan as well, although this is not a Catalan opening. This is a Dutch. Against the Dutch, white often does fianchetto this bishop. Howdy, Tomanome. All right, let's open the center. Did I see Naka and Kasparov? No. I saw they were collabing, right? I think Hikaru had him on his stream. How did it go? Let's play rook e1. Maybe check coming up. Yeah, throw that check in. I'm sensing some weakness on the back rank for my opponent. It's not immediately exploitable, though, so let's just prepare to double, perhaps. Can I play a closed Sicilian? Yeah, maybe. Might be able to do that in Maracusa. I'm playing for 2 hours today. We started a little over half an hour ago. So plenty of time still. So rook e7 is the plan now. Can take this pawn. Probably capturing is good. Queen won't get trapped. Stake. Take here. Can I play Bongcloud? Well, I will in the final game of the day. I absolutely will. Let's take here and then go f3. It's a ritual that the final game of the session is a Bongcloud game played with the horsey set. It's a double whammy. It's the best chance to take me down. And actually, I have been getting some strong players. Some 2,000 plus players when I've done this. But we'll see what today brings. Okay, where's the checkmate? This feels matey. Ooh. Check here, check here, rook down. I don't think there's a immediate checkmate, but we can win the queen. And this will be mate next move. All right, thank you for the game, Legato. Domo arigato, Mr. Legato. Yeah, I would say the way you played it, you probably got to go through with capturing on c3. You know what's an interesting line I saw that I didn't initially consider when I gambited the c3 pawn? Yeah, thank you for the game. In this position, if black plays bishop takes c3, b takes c3, knight takes c3, and then I was intending something like queen d3, there's actually the move queen takes d4 at that point. Idea of luring me into a fork. And I have a feeling white will still have pretty good compensation after queen takes d4 because black has no development. I mean, there's knight d6. But that could get interesting. So maybe worth checking out if you're studying it here. Goober or Legato. Thanks for the game. Who's up next? Was that a Styx reference? Yeah, absolutely. Manuel Paiva, 2002. Okay, let's go back to e4. No OTB tournaments on the horizon for me, Board Apple. I would say if I play... Okay, let's play Close Sicilian, as someone asked. If I play an OTB tournament, it probably won't be till the fall, at least. Ah, this is 3+2. Yeah, missed that. Let's play f4. Knight f3... Castle. This is one of the better setups for black, I think, in this opening. Real flexible arrangement. Knight c6. Black really hinders the f5 advance pretty well in this. I play this same setup for black oftentimes. Let's go here. We'll bring this over. I might be looking to play e5. We'll see how this shakes out. But even I've seen this idea even as a pawn sacrifice. I'm kind of tempted to go for it because I feel like c5 is going to be weak in the end. The dark squares around black's king in general ought to be weak. Nick, thank you for subbing to the Lichess channel. Do I think Nepo Carlsen will be more entertaining than the last World Championship games? I don't know about more entertaining. I do think it'll be... I don't foresee a tiebreak happening. I think there will be decisive games in the classical portion of the match. It's also a longer match. I believe it's 16 games instead of 12. Is it 16 or 14? I think it's 16. So, you know, that increases the likelihood that we're going to get decisive games, and I do think it'll be decided without a tiebreak. Take with the knight, or... Yeah, let's take with the knight. So I'm gambiting a pawn here. But if I can get this bishop to leave the g7 post, I like my attacking chances. 14? Okay, 14. So they just increased it by 2. Congratulations, Kevlu. Okay, yeah, now here I've got a lot of interesting options. Even bishop g5 looks pretty interesting. Bishop h6 was my default move, but there is bishop g7 against that. I could trade, but I'm really looking at this now. And I'm thinking if queen c7, I actually play rook takes e5, queen takes e5, and then there's bishop f4 for one thing. That might be the cleanest, but I was even thinking bishop h6 or bishop f6 with queen h6 in mind. So this bishop, this dark square bishop for black, is the glue to the entire position. Yeah, and I think we got to play rook takes e5. Knight b5 would be nice, but there's knight takes b5 in reply. So we got to do this. Yeah, unfortunately, I think I'm going to go for bishop f4 and just go for the material because I don't know about queen h5 in reply. I can't... Oh, maybe I have g4 then. g4. Go for the gusto, huh? Can he defend after this? Maybe not. I mean, that dark square bishop is a monster. It feels almost cowardly to win the rook. So let's calculate for a moment here. Queen h5 seems like practically the only move to me. And then g4. The queen can't stay on any of these squares. They're all covered by my pawns and pieces. Pieces, that is. So queen takes g4, queen h6. Knight f5 can be met by rook takes f5, remove the defender. There's a check on e2, we just take it. Knight f3, we just take it. I think that's winning. And if you're going to make a decision like that, you want to front load your calculations. Even in a blitz game, this is such an important moment. I don't mind spending a little bit of time on that because if this wasn't convincing, I would have just gone for the rook on b8. But now we get to do this. This is more fun, too. You guys don't want to see me just win material and win an endgame or something. Oh, by the way, I'll show you the t-shirt. I showed this right when I started the stream, but isn't that a cool t-shirt? The Yin Yang Knights. Lichess, you guys should get this design, and you should sell merch with it to support the site. I think a lot of people would pick that up. It's a design that one of my YouTube subscribers created a couple years ago, and he just sent me this shirt. I was like, oh, that's cool. That design, but with the horsies? Oh, yeah, even better. Would they slot together, though? You know, this one has, like, they come together nicely with the yin-yang. I don't know. I don't know if the horsies are too derpy to get that going. But I'm sure some talented graphic artist out there can do that. Classic mating pattern right here. Yep, and just very important, we have this component of it. Remove the defender. Oh! I didn't see that. I did not see that at all. The hidden defense. That's very creative. Well played by my opponent. You know what's crazy, though? Even here, this looks pretty good, but clearly that was not part of the plan. I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to threaten this move. Did you guys... None of you saw that, right? Nobody saw that defense? If nobody saw it, then it's fine. It's fine that I blundered that. Okay, this I think is going to be fatal, though, unless he really pulls a rabbit out of his hat. I mean, kudos to him for even finding that defense. Sonny Rollins says absolutely not. There is an increment. Yeah, that's a good point. GG. Let's type nice defense. Because the thing is, as I was saying, we would have had to see that. I wonder if I would have noticed this in a classical game. We really would have to see that way back here. Well, okay, right here, let's say. We would have to foresee that defense with the file opening up to defend g7. Zuma says, I didn't see it. Hey, John. Hello, Zuma. D-Web says, I'm curious to see what the comp thinks about this. Casual player says, want to see you lose to the 1800 player. Gunther says, I saw it, Kappa. Duffman, as I said, I see everything, Kappa. Well, you know what's funny? I feel like white's probably still winning here after bishop e5. Because that hits the rook and then queen f6. It's like the power of the dark squares. Admittedly, that's not clear, though. Let's say black plays f6. I take. I have two minor pieces against the rook. Black has an extra pawn. Actually, extra two pawns. Yeah, that's not clear. Let's take a quick look. Again, I don't want to spend too much time. Wow. Queen h6 is not a good move. If I play h3, I'm still winning. Hold up. First of all, let's just take a quick look here. Rook takes e5. Yeah, you know, the engine says these moves are pretty close in value. I mean, in hindsight, if I knew about that defense, I probably would have just played bishop f4, but it still likes bishop f6. Wow. Just, it wants to play the patient h3. Just prepare g4 when the queen can't even take it. That is logical, yeah, if you see the defense with knight f5. But it doesn't... it's not the move that you want to play that contains the inertia of the position. Yeah, queen h6 is not the best, that's for sure. Rook f4. Rook f4 is better. Or knight e4. Preparatory moves. Rook f4, queen's almost trapped. Ah, and then if they try to save the queen, now queen h6 really is winning. 2 threats. This will be mate. Fascinating. Queen h6 is equal because after this, which again, congrats to Manuel for finding this, bishop e5 is the best move. Black has to play f6. That's what it seemed to me in game. That is the only move. And yeah, the material's pretty close here. It's 2 minors against a rook and 2 pawns. That's a pretty close battle. Of course, it's dead equal, according to the engine. Just drawn in a bunch of ways. All right, good game, Manuel. That was most interesting. Good calculation exercise there, too. Again, if you want to give it to a friend or something to calculate whether bishop f6 is winning, maybe give them the choice. Would you play bishop f4 or bishop f6 in that position? That's how I would phrase it. And maybe ask them to give their reasoning. I mean, it turns out both are correct, but bishop f6 on a practical level is more complicated. Hello, Francophone. Greetings. Let's play a Smith-Morra Gambit this time. We're going to sack a pawn. Oh, 5 minute. Yep. I'm good about looking at it sometimes, but a lot of times I miss it. I start playing my moves. Dare I try to beat Francophone quickly? I feel kind of bad about this, but I'm trying to set up a trap. Oh, but he's not going to fall for it. I was trying to set up a bishop takes f7 type trap after the trade, but he's not falling for it. Can I do this? I think I can actually play this way. So if take, I take here. King takes, queen d5 check. Bishop e6 is met by knight g5 at the end of that line. Good luck before games always sounded obnoxious to me. It doesn't to me. It's kind of like, what else do you say? Because in over-the-board chess, you do shake your opponent's hand before every game. You're getting ready to start. You know, the tournament director says, start your clocks. You shake the opponent's hand, and then black hits white's clock to start it. And customarily, when you're shaking hands, you say, good luck. That's what I always say. I don't know what else you would say. Maybe have fun? I think some people say have fun. Maybe trick or treat? Like in Searching for Bobby Fischer, when Jonathan Poe says that. Okay, he didn't take that bishop. Had to take that bishop there. Maybe he didn't want to damage his king, but that's too important. Prepare to get crushed. Maybe say, make sure to resign on time. I've got a date. Let's make this quick. Okay, now I'm hitting the queen. Francophone definitely should not take this pawn on e4. Even though they're losing no matter what. They've got some tactical pitfalls to avoid. They don't want to play queen e6. Queen e6 allows the fork. Queen takes e4 allows the skewer. I think it's, you know, a success for them if they play queen d7 or queen d8. But yeah, that's a mistake a lot of players would make. And you just want to burn this alignment into your head. I know this is basic for many of you. but burn that alignment into your head. King and queen stacked on the E file, the file that the kings start on. You got to be constantly worried about a rook coming to the E file. Yeah, he says, arf. Oh, that might have been a mouse slip. Well, we don't look a gift horse in the mouth. We take the queen. It's a perfectly good queen. This will be... Nah, it's not quite made. I was thinking king d7 check here. There's knight c6, though. Okay, thank you for the game. Francophone. Yeah, in the Sicilian, you want to take that pawn on d4 when white plays that. Pretty much always. If you're a Sicilian player out there, they play the pawn up. There's hardly ever a situation where you don't want to take. So thanks for the game. All right, accept random. Okay. Kilgore Jinx, 14-10. Let's do this. This is a 3-0 game. Ooh, what should I play? Let's play a Pirc. Where's my Pirc crew at? Commonly mispronounced Pirc. This is the Pirc opening. Like, it's pronounced P-E-R-T-S, basically. Rated game's fine by me. I think Lichess has challenge casual, but I don't mind. I'll put my rating up. I will try to be a role model for you guys out there. That you shouldn't care about your rating. Certainly your online rating. It's not Pirc. Yeah, common misconception. Let's play e5. We're going to get the dark square bishops traded. This doesn't look like anything of an attack, though, for white. You know what's even less meaningless, or more meaningless than your, like, rapid rating, let's say? Or blitz rating even, blitz, bullet, is your tactics rating. Your tactics rating really does not matter. There is a big disconnect between tactics rating and actual rating that many of you have probably noticed. I would say if you're going to monitor ratings, like rapid rating would be the one that you might want to monitor over anything else, but rapid and classical. But with tactics, in my opinion, it's way more important to get the problems right and solve them properly than trying to pump your rating up. I mean, I routinely see people with a tactics rating north of 2200, but like a blitz or a bullet rating, sometimes 1,000 points lower. But what I look at, even if they have a good tactics rating, I always look at the accuracy. That tends to be more important. Okay, let's set a little trap here. We're going after that undefended queen. Horde rating? Well, yeah, horde rating is clearly the most important. Knight f3 is probably a good move here. That would hit my queen and also defend white's queen. And white plays it. Now, I think I'll just go here. I've got a lot of pressure going against white's king, it seems to me. Let's play pawn takes. I don't mind taking this way. This actually looks pretty helpful for me because it shores up the d5 square and it opens the f file. So now I'm threatening stuff like this or this. Which pawn to take? We have a choice. Let's take the h-pawn. It's a little more forcing. We'll take with check. Stop talking about me, says True Smug. I just have to shatter some of your guys. beliefs. I'm sorry. It's better you hear it from me than someone else. I mean, it can be a reasonable barometer sometimes, like the tactics rating of where you're at. Like, I posted on Twitter recently about a guy I started teaching a little bit who he's been playing since the beginning of February, and his rapid rating is already now it's over 1,600 on chess.com, which probably translates to like a Lichess rapid of maybe 18 to 1,900. So it's very impressive, and he's only been playing since February. And he has a tactics rating 2,200 plus, but he actually, most importantly, he solves the problems correctly. Like, he takes his time with them. And it's just super impressive all around. Okay, I'm looking to come in here maybe. Let's do that, because he can take, but we're going to converge on the h3 point. Have I heard the story of the prisoner that had a crazy high USCF rating because he was only playing in a closed pool? Yeah, that's Claude Bloodgood, I believe. Thanks for the game, Kilgore. I think he was petitioning to get into the US Championships because of his rating. But yeah, he was playing a lot of games, correspondence against lower-rated players. So thanks, Kilgore. Yeah, I think probably things started to go astray maybe around here. Rook b1 doesn't look like too productive of a move. I think your knight h2 move would have been good on the previous move right here, because then the bishop can monitor h5, take the knight. And also you free up for f4. So, thanks for the game. Let's keep trucking here. Who's next? Fipsinator says, I started playing February this year and I'm 1,300 rapid on Lichess. Nice job. Yeah. And well done playing rapid. You know, I'd recommend a minimum of 10 plus 0. Let's play a King's Gambit. Oh, this guy's pretty high rated, but we'll try it. I'd recommend a minimum of 10 plus 0 if you're playing playing seriously and trying to improve. Increment games are even better, like 15 plus 10, let's say. Okay, this is wacky already. I don't know what to think about this. Guess I'll take here. This seems to be the only move that makes sense. And then I will play maybe d5. Let's try. I don't know. d5, knight here. Thinking c4. Somehow when I play the King's Gambit, I end up pushing a lot of pawns. Okay, bishop c5 is very interesting, because if I take bishop f2, I think is my opponent's plan. Sneaky, sneaky. And then if I go king e2, there's bishop g4. So I don't want to mess with that. I'm going to go here, I think. Oh, I got to be careful, though. Be very careful. There's stuff like queen h4, but I can play g3. Queen a5, I can play knight c3 and defend this. I'm a little scared, though, right now. I'm not going to lie. Oh, I think I see some good moves from my opponent, but I'm going to try not to say anything. I don't know, actually. This is already messy. This is very messy. Wow. Okay, take. He's going to go here, but I don't think that's working. Because I'm going to get his knight at the end. Give me that knight. Edinburgh. I'm up a piece. Here, maybe? Or take first? Nah, let's not get too greedy. Let's just develop. Don't be scared, I'm here. Well, thank you, LP Sai. This player has a good feel for the initiative, but I think they just went overboard in this one. I think they're playing a little too aggressively. Watch me blunder, though, because I said that. Yeah, this is the Falkbeer counter gambit. Falkbeer, I believe. So he's really striving for the initiative, which is a good thing to do. I need to secure my king a little bit. We're not even both bothering to take here. I probably should take, but I'm just trying to get developed first and foremost. I've already won material. I want to settle the position down so I can end up winning. I think I'll take here now, though. Because if bishop takes, there's this. So I think he'll take with the queen. Does not. I'm watching for wacky tactics. Something like here and then take here. I don't think that's going to work, but you know, I don't want to get embarrassed by some check or something that mates me, but the king can go back. C7 and queen d8. Oh, earlier. Guess that means he's going to resign. Yep. Thank you. Interesting game. And see, this is what might make people think. I just put well played because out of habit, but I did win in 15 moves, so someone might interpret that like, why is he telling me well played when he beat me in 15 moves? That's worse than saying good luck on the first move. Yeah, I don't know. I don't trust this opening. I don't really like playing the King's Gambit because of all the reasons Black has to counterattack, like the Falkbeer. I think that's totally fine. Taking the pawn's probably the best move of all. Let's just click into the analysis board real quick. My King's Gambiteers would probably tell me what to do in this position if you're out there. Okay, bishop c5. I like the spirit of this move because, again, if I take here, bishop f2 is a real problem, trying to drag the king away from defending the queen. And then there's this check, and white's going to get hurt. Edinburgh says, miss queen b6 on move 7. Yeah, queen b6 is definitely playable. Doesn't look clear, though. I mean, the engine says it is. But I think in a game, it's not super clear. But yeah, that does hit the knight twice and attacks this. The knight on c6 still hanging, but the engine likes black. This was too much, though. Yeah, because black lost 2 pieces for 1. Thanks for the game. All right. We're undefeated, an hour into play. Who's going to do it, guys? Who's going to take me down? Where can I buy this shirt? Yeah, you can't, unfortunately. But someone should market it. Faris Nyan. Is that like Nyan Cat? Another Lichess patron. Let's play Queen's Gambit. Wait, what is this? Did I accept a challenge where black starts? None of you noticed. None of you noticed either until I said that. Black played d5. Black beat me to my favorite move. And I just instinctively played d4. And I played the Queen's Gambit like it was the most natural thing in the world. This is the shirt, by the way. Talk about yin-yang. Black move first. Look at this sneaky guy. Nice one, Faris 9. I mean, I should have noticed that it was from position, but he spotted himself the first move. What can I say? Some serious creativity. I'm not even mad. I'm just impressed. Let's play queen takes d4. Someone send a queen odds game. Well, I think I would notice that. The reason I didn't notice here is because it was the normal starting position. And it just began, and black played a move, and then I played d4. Too good. All right, let's take this pawn now. That would have been the perfect game for the horsey set, right? To really cap things off. I wonder if black could have tried a quick knight e4. That feels like it might have been painful, but this is looking more normal. Let's go here. These are the sort of things that being a patron allows you to do. Yes, clearly my opponent knows the insides and outs of Lichess. That's too funny. I didn't even question it until I think the second or third move. Nor do I think you guys did. Let's go back here. I should have castling rights, yeah. Because black did castle. It would be pretty weird if I didn't have castling rights, but you never know. That they can probably set it that way. That would be evil. That would be getting into malicious territory. Should we try to find out? Let's try to find out. Okay. Fortunately, we can castle. Now, if I were black, I would strongly consider a simplifying operation here. But let's see what they do. Okay. I was thinking bishop h2 in that position to get the rook into d2. It would be a fancy trade, but it would get the rook into d2. Maybe I could take the knight on c6 at the end, though. It was a backwards QGA, that's right. Queen's Gambit accepted. Okay, now I want to mobilize my pawns. Let's get my prawns going here. Maybe knight d3. Okay, that's going to slow me down because I wanted to go e4 after this, but now I got to take my time a little bit. g3. Let's focus here on the defense. Let's get these babies rolling at some point. Not so sure I'm playing this well. Bishop b6 I think would have been good there. Now I get to do this move. Advance. Still maybe h4, I don't know. But it feels like the pawns are now pushing around the knights a little bit. Sir, your time. Octuple pawns. Let's go here. Bishop b6, good move, good move. Take. Try to keep my structure together. Well, I should have stepped there instead. That would have been better. Knight c4 could have been annoying in that last position. Let's go h4, h5. Where is that knight going? We're trying to get into the outpost square. Now watch for knight f5. Knight f5 and then this. I guess I can take this one now. Bank a pawn. He's just too low on the clock though at this point. All right. Thanks to the game, Faris Nyan. Very sneaky. Black going first, move 1. Good game, good game. I think you were better there out of the opening. I actually think an early knight e4 somewhere. Let's say around maybe here. I was thinking if you trade queens and then knight e4, I might have been in some trouble because I'm already down a pawn there. Who's next? I'm going to be even more paranoid about the challenges now. How heavy is that statue? It's not very heavy. Well, okay, it's medium heaviness. It's got some heft to it, but it's not like you can't. It's not made out of stone. I think it's composite or something. But yeah, it's a trophy. Logic, let's go. Let's play the bird. Hello. Good luck. Oh man, 5-3. I did it again. I get distracted for 1 second, and that's what happens. Someone asked me about the Big King trophy, and then I'm off in my own little world. Well, you know what I try to do if it's a fast time control? I try to win quick. Watch out. We try to attack. We try to win quickly. Whether this works or not remains to be seen. Let's give this check. I've been looking at this check for a while. I think Queen D7 is fine, but it's been up for consideration for a while. King G6 is pretty bold. Let's go here. Maybe knight E5, because if this, I could get the fork on F7. King G6 might be too aggressive, though. Check. See if he takes. Wow. Yeah. No fear. No fear from Logic. I'm almost looking for a checkmate, but I don't see one after King H5. Oh, wait. Yeah, Bishop F3. That is checkmate. Yeah, no way out. Knight on E5. We can just keep it there. Now Knight G4. Okay. Well, thank you for the game, Logic. Yeah, moving the king out was just too dangerous. If you played Queen D7, you were fine. I like the buy command. I'm just going to type buy. It does an exclamation point. Well, yeah, thanks for the game. Do try to challenge 3+0, though, in the future, because your streamer may not pay attention. It's actually King of the Hill. Yeah, yeah, no worries, Logic. Don't feel bad about it. Probably Lichess will have some standard. Okay, 3+0 casual. We're good to go. Casual player. Okay, let's play Knight F3. I will play an Italian. I want to go Knight G5, but I feel like I always run into people's pet lines when I do that. So we're not going to play it now. We're just going to play some standard stuff. I sometimes throw in H3 just so you don't have to worry about Bishop G4. Let's do Bishop G5. We'll see if we can pin. And if G5, should I sacrifice? I'm always tempted to. I might do it for the content. It can be a good decision. It very well can be. But if I do it, I would actually prefer the rook be on the f-file. So now G5 would force me to a tougher decision. Let's go D4. He's going to try to reroute this. But if Knight D7, D5, that bishop is trapped. So he makes the swap. Okay, but I hit this pawn. Can I take this poisoned pawn? Is it poisoned? It is a pawn, but is it poisoned? I don't think it's poisoned. Let's take a bite of the forbidden fruit. Yeah, you do often have to worry about the queen getting entangled there, but rook b8 can be met by queen takes a7. There's no other immediate way to attack the queen that makes sense. MVL says yes. He does like taking that pawn on b2 in the Najdorf. That's right. How is black going to try to generate counterplay here? I might think about the move knight h5. c5. Okay. This pawn's now pretty weak. So maybe think about knight c4, even just taking here. Let's take here. And then jump this knight up. All right. How many beverages do I have left? Still got a little bit of all of them. The simul continues. Okay, here is Rook E7 a problem? No. All good. Nice position for the knight here. This is a structure that works really well with the knight. So the knight in front of the pawn in this case, but with the pawn controlling some useful squares. Even the other way around is sometimes quite good as well, but this structure here is nice. You can play A4. The knight protects the pawn on B2 also importantly in this structure. So we're liking things. Now if I take here, a lot of times, like if this pawn were not on C5, bishop takes F2 would be a problem, the discovery on my queen. Here though I'm hitting this knight on F6 and there's no good way for black to attack my queen. Once again. Well done, thank you. Thanks for tuning in on my YouTube. Play a Halloween Gambit. Maybe. Maybe, just maybe. Ooh, aggressive move. Doesn't appear to do much, though. It does hit the rook. Just got to make sure I don't drop my queen. I'm actually looking for counterattacking moves myself. Doubling up is fine. Taking should be fine. Moves like queen d6. I guess maybe he can win 2 for 1. Probably taking here is just good, so let's play that. Then I'll be maybe threatening queen f6 once my bishop lands on e5. Oh, thank you, Maxime, for that nice message. From the Netherlands, thank you. Appreciate you tuning in, and glad you enjoy the content. If you're new to the game, by the way, I would recommend playing lots of classical games and solving puzzles regularly. Check out my Chess Fundamentals series on my channel. It's just my username, John Bartholomew. Also check out my Climbing the Rating Ladder series, where I play players at various rating levels and take away some instructive points, talk about various instructive things that happen in those games and at the various rating levels. But mostly, you want to be getting a lot of games and a lot of tactics, puzzles under your belt. Check out Chessable as well, yep. Casual player, thank you. Thanks for the game. So, in this one, I think maybe the knight b8 move is a little bit too slow. It reroutes the knight, but it leaves the pawn on b7 hanging. I think casual player, you got to guard that pawn, maybe queen c8. Yeah, and I don't think black was able to get compensation after this. It was just a little bit too much. All right, let's go to the next one. Wow, a lot of challenges here. This is great to see. 225 challenges. So I apologize, I'm not going to be able to play everyone. But once again, these Lichess plays events are pretty common. There's other streamers involved. I'm trying to do one every week. Hello, Mitchell. Thanks. Let's play a Vienna. A lot of you guys play the Vienna. I think Levi Rosman recommends this. And probably consequently, the popularity of it has increased. I've never been too big of a fan of it myself. It is interesting, though. You can often try to get this f4 move in and knight f3 behind it, put pressure on the center. It's kind of like more of a restrained version of the King's Gambit a lot of times. I would recommend playing knight f3, though, for the most part, on move 2 instead of knight c3, but knight c3 is, of course, totally fine, too. Queen g4? Yeah, queen g4 is often played when bishop c5 is played, so I think that might even be the better one. I don't know that line, so I'm not going to go into it. I'm just going to play for this idea. But yeah, you're right. Queen g4 probably is the better way to play. Let's go for the big clamp. f5, possible prelude to an attack against black's king. Okay. Kind of think knight a4 has some value here. Trying to track down that dark square bishop. Hello, chess master. I'm doing well. Great day here. Playing viewers, hanging out. Had some entertaining games. We're getting close to the horsey game, everyone's favorite. Thank you, Anders, for tuning in from Sweden, by the way. Hey, John, what's the earliest rating someone can start learning the Grunfeld? Ooh, tough to say. I would honestly probably say 1800. It's a tough opening. Maybe 1600. But I hate to put like a rating cap on it, because if you like it, if you find it interesting and you're willing to try to understand the nuances, go for it. But yeah, that's not an opening I would recommend to beginners. Very dynamic, kind of timing-based opening. You got to know when to get counterplay. King's Indian as well, honestly. I think that's a tough opening for beginning players to play because you just hand the opponent the entire center. I'm going to go here, bring the rook over. This rook is the one piece that hasn't been participating yet. And I've got my eye on this e5 break. Bust the position open. What is the horsey emote with the little hat or the hair on it that you just put in the chat, Dugong? Lichess Horsey FC. What does that stand for? Lichess Horsey Fight Club? It's got to be the most wholesome fight club ever. Okay, we'll try to bust through the center here. Not the only way to play the position. Maybe Queen G3 was also good. Oh, Flower Crown. Okay, that makes more sense. Lichess Horsey Flower Crown. All right. I do not, Stein. I don't know when that is coming out. Anish makes great content, though. Aha, okay, so it's an edited one, yeah. People have done that on my channel before, too. That's cool that Twitch gives you that ability. Are you still active on the Minnesota dating scene? I read that question, and I was almost certain it was going to end with the Minnesota chess scene, but you said dating scene. that's just classic. That implies like I was retired at some point and I came back. Okay, I've got some tempting moves here. Bishop takes or bishop takes here. This is need more MGB. Be feeling trapped. Oh, my time is a little low. He's feeling trapped, but he's playing well. I'm going to play... I got to hurry here. Let's play bishop takes h6. We know that feeling. I'm thinking queen g6 might be annoying. But I don't want to play it quite yet. Well, maybe I could play it. That might be a good move to bamboozle him. It's a chess term. It's similar to Zugzwang. Bamboozle. It's a scenario where your opponent is generally so flabbergasted by your move, they take a lot of time or they immediately blunder. Okay, now we're trying to wedge the queen in. Try to deliver mate. Knight e6, only move, but then bishop takes, eliminate the defender. Another situation where I'm going for mate that on the g7 square. Okay, there's queen f8 here. That's the only way to keep the game going. Ah, but then I have this. Ooh, that's nice. He finds it, to his credit. Check. Okay, game over. Thank you for the game, Mitchell. Yeah, this attack felt kind of nice. I actually felt like knight a4, this is very early on, but I felt like b5 was the move to play here to try to fork my knight and bishop. I was going to take here, but let's say b5, knight takes c5, b takes c4. That's not clear because my knight would have to move again, and I don't like putting it back onto a4. The old bamboozle, yeah. Thank you for the game. All right. Continuing here. Hey, thank you, Black Jacket Composer. Glad you're liking the vibe here. Yeah, Lichess makes this super easy and fun, I gotta say. Yeah, shout out once again to Lichess. That's one of the main reasons I do this, is they're so chill. You guys are chill. Just a pleasant experience here. Especially when I win all my games, right? Like, no, but I want one of you guys to beat me. You know, I've had this experience as a chess coach before. One of the greatest honors as a chess coach, or really a coach of anything, is when your student surpasses you. And I've only had this experience with one player. It's Andrew Tang, also known as Penguin GM1 here on Lichess. He streams on Twitch. He's an incredible player. One of the best online Blitz and Bullet players out there. And he's also a monster classical, of course. But I had the privilege of teaching him for a while. He's had several coaches, but I was coaching him for a while until really the point where I couldn't coach him any longer because he was too good. And I want one of you in the chat out there, one of you promising players, to occupy that role again, to embrace that role. Let me experience that again as a streamer. For one of you to rise up from the masses and prove that you can take me down. Zayden Blade says, I'm not promising, but I'll try. Not with that attitude. You got to believe in yourself. You are promising. If the randomizer let us plays you, yes. That is a potential obstacle here. Losing to me would not be something to be proud of, John, says Joe Tujao. I like it, Groovy. I like to hear that. All right, little test for my opponent. Will he see the dark square pressure? I'm not tossing my queen out to h4 randomly. Unfortunately for white, it's really hard to, because you see how many pieces there are stacked on this diagonal? They can't really get all those pieces off the diagonal in time. When there's 3 pieces like that. If there's only 2, you could maybe do it in time. In this case, it would even be difficult. But 3, too cumbersome. This is a very nice position. Now, this rook is pinned, and I might drag that pin out. I don't have to capture there right away, so I'm looking at moves like bishop takes, maybe crazy-looking stuff like b5. b5 looks fun, right? Let's actually take this first. Let's just get rid of that knight. It kind of opens the window over here, too. Oh, look at this. Knight takes. There's queen e1. That's disgusting, and that's checkmate. Oh, that's a nasty checkmate. The dark square pin, the bishop participating. I didn't even plan that with bishop takes e2, but yeah, I mean, white was too tangled up here. The straitjacket was already applied. So that shows you the importance of the dark square bishop in these Meraxi bind structures. So after knight f6, white should play the move f3. f3 or h3 to guard against knight g4. It's already, I think, tough after knight g4, because if the bishop moves, let's say bishop g5, there's moves like queen b6. You gotta be real, you gotta jealously guard that dark square bishop in this structure. Thanks for the game, GRZK. You need a nasty emote. Bulsara, 1534. Good luck. What should I play next? I'll try to play the suggestion. First person to suggest something against e4, I'm playing it. Better be quick. I need to make a move so I don't time out. French. Okay, French. User, user, user. You were the first one. You got French in. Let's go. I must apologize to the chat. You chose possibly the most boring of all the openings. Just kidding, French defense players. This opening's fine. But there is a famous player who said that of all the openings out there, I can think of none more as boring than the French defense. Was it Steinitz or Lasker who said that? I think it was Steinitz. We talked about this on a recent stream. Anyone know who said that? Sorry, Nick Zach. I'm pretty sure User was the first one. Yeah. User was. I'm going to try to castle queenside, maybe. Let's attempt. I'm going to try to spice this up for you guys. Why is it boring? Yeah, I'm being a little hard on it, but I just think a lot of times in the French, you will face at amateur level this exchange variation. And this produces pretty dry positions, symmetrical positions. Nothing inherently wrong with it, but... And you shouldn't change up your repertoire based on me saying that. I just personally think it's a little bit drab. Let's take this pawn now. I don't think I'll be able to castle queenside here anymore. I've already played c6, just a little hard logistically. We'll play against this isolated pawn. French isn't boring, it's just bad. I'm firmly in the camp that if you're going to try to prepare pawn d5 and you're not going to play d5 immediately like in the Scandinavian, to me, the Caro-Kann makes more sense. Because with the Caro-Kann, not only are you leaving open the light square bishop's diagonal, but also you're supporting the center advance with a flank pawn. So if they take, you can get 2 center pawns against your opponent's 1 if they play this exchange variation. It's like the Panop-Boffinic variation. But the French, and the big knock against the French is that with move 1, you're making it hard for your light square bishop to get in the game. But French purists will surely disagree. Oh, there's the quote. Yeah, okay. Soren SP said, it's a quote from Steinitz, Wilhelm Steinitz, the very first world champion. I have never in my life played the French defense, which is the dullest of all openings. I've never in my life played the French defense, which is the dullest of all openings. That's a legit quote. I mean, I'm very glad he didn't say that about the Scandinavian. I'm just wiping my brow. If he said that about the Scandinavian, that's, well over a century of chess history I have to fight against, even more so than I already am with the Scandi. The perception of the Scandi is already, that it's dubious. Many people believe. Ooh, okay, alignment tactic here. Bulsara walking into the discovery. Let's take the bishop. Hit the queen. Oh, when they didn't notice. That was tough, though. That was a piece. I am Finns. I play English as white and French as black. Should I change things? No. If you like those openings, you should stick with them. You're fine. Don't worry about the theoretical reputation. French is a good opening. There's nothing wrong with the French. It's the third most popular move behind e4 and behind e5 and c5. The double king pawn and the Sicilian. When I'm joking around about these openings, these are very high level views and just kind of biases I have, but any major opening is totally fine. Okay, thanks for the game, Bulsara. Yeah, I think if you're going to play the exchange variation, this bishop probably does belong on d3 more so than e2. At least on d3, it kind of hinders the light square bishop from coming out. So maybe try that next time, Bulsara. Thank you for the game. Nice, Vanguard. Okay, and Papag. Alright, let's do this with white, too. What opening should I play as white? Yes, good luck. Have fun. This is a little harder, because we might get... RD Beer says King's Indian attack? Alright, King's Indian attack. I'm glad you guys are suggesting normal openings. The very next suggestion was G4. Sorry, Danger Donkey 99, you didn't quite get that suggestion in before RD Beer, so I'm going to try to play a King's Indian attack. This is a system opening where you're more or less playing the same moves, regardless of what black does. I don't think, personally, this works very well against e5, but you can play it this way. It often ends up looking like a reversed Philidor, reversed Hanham Philidor. So in this opening, a lot of times white will try to play on the king side. So don't be surprised if I play something such as h3, maybe knight g5, king h2, f4. F4 would be a great move to get in. I'm going to go h3 first of all. Queen d7 is logical, but then knight g5, and I'm going to win this light square bishop. So let's see what black does. Thoughts on the Stafford Gambit? I think it's a pretty legit gambit. Yeah, Eric Rosen's specialty. Definitely white can misplay that pretty easily if they don't know what they're doing. But I wouldn't rely on it as your main weapon. But every once in a while, go for it. Or if you're having fun, go for it. Yeah, Stafford probably is refuted, but for Blitz, Bullet, messing around, totally playable. It's a little tricky for white if they don't know what they're doing, that's for sure. I'm trying to think of some way to keep the center closed. It's hard, though. d5's a good move. Push through the center. I do like that. Let's play... Don't quite know what to do here. Let's go queen e2. What is the meaning of refuted? As in, if someone plays correctly against the line in question, they will have a massive advantage or even win. So if a line is refuted, then the engine's top-level play indicate that it should be very bad or losing. Exactly, Maris. So refuted, especially with gambits that are objectively pretty complicated, it should play into your decision-making about whether you want to tackle a line like that. But if you're playing it for fun, especially, it's scarcely going to matter. But again, that's why I wouldn't rely on something like the Stafford as your main weapon, especially if you're playing longer games. You'll win some games for sure, but you're probably better off just playing a main opening and playing reasonable positions. People say winning by force, but remember, it's really only in theory, right? Because there are plenty of positions where you could go to the end of the computer line and it might be +3 or something for white, +4. But you give it to a human, and it could still be very tricky to win. And a lot of people would botch it. So that's why you have to take refutation with a grain of salt. And really, how people talk about openings, especially master level players, they're usually speaking from the experience of their title and what might fly or not fly at the grandmaster level. For the most part, when you're playing openings, it's way more important to think about what makes sense to you and what you're comfortable in. And what has been bringing you results in the long term over a large sample of games. I mean, you could probably become 2200 classical, just ballparking, by playing the Stafford if your opponents didn't have it prepared in advance. I think that's not an exaggeration at all. Let's go here. I'm making some progress on the queen side. Most importantly, I'm ahead on the clock. I want to go here, but there is this. Probably just bank this pawn now. Or maybe take this first and then bank a pawn. Now let's take here. Probably LP side. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. There's a lot of stuff that is just playable up to a certain level. Just because your opponents are going to be making mistakes. So the opening really doesn't matter much. Let's take. He's playing very fast now, but I think it's too little too late. The damage has been done. Oh, I even hung my queen. I didn't see the bishop there at the end. And Papag's going to show this game to his friends. See, he's going to be like, see, I was winning. I just lost on time. I was winning, though, against John. Good game, and Papag. I tried to play a King's Indian attack for the... Yeah, thank you. But yeah, I tried to get the attack going on the king side, but it wasn't successful. He was playing pretty well, going in the center and causing some issues there. How about the Botvinnik defense in the semi-Slav opening? Oh yeah, that's a heavily researched line. That line's totally fine for black as far as I understand. Alex Bruce, let's go. Let's play d4. Maybe I can play a Gambit in d4. Let's see how he plays. Yeah, the Botvinnik variation of the semi-Slav. What a complicated line. That's been worked out very far in terms of engine analysis. Okay, e6. Ooh. Let's attack on the king side. It's hard to really spice it up against e6. But let's try. Don't try this at home. This is not correct chess. I'm just going to try to craft some problems for black on the king side that I'm curious how he might try to solve. If I start a pawn storm before black has even castled over there. That's my theory in this, my thesis. Do I listen to Rush? I love Rush. Rush is my favorite band. How did you know? Crab opening? Not quite though, right? Isn't the crab h4 and a4? Or maybe you're just asking for me to play the crab. Let's play g5. We'll continue. Slight apologies to Alex Bruce. A lot of people want you to play in legit fashion, but we got to mix it up sometimes too. I just wonder what he's going to do with his king. Well, it produced some sort of effect. Let's play. Now, I can't go g4, g6 because my rook is hanging at the end. He's playing solid. He's playing well. I need some other ingredient here, you know? Like a knight a3 type move, or maybe get my bishop to f4. It's not completely clear to me how to handle this. Let's take once. Let's take the pawn. I'm thinking b4 after that. Alpha 0, yeah. I think even Alpha 0 might think I've gone off my rocker. A Bed in the Morning, thank you for subbing to the channel with Lichess Prime. Lichess. Twitch Prime. Lichess Prime. Lichess would never have a Prime, because Lichess is free. Let's play a4, why not? Try to crowd him a little bit. It kind of worked in the last game. I was able to expand over here. How do you plan to protect your king? Yeah, I haven't got to that part yet. I think my king is actually pretty snug here for the moment. I think it's okay. But I need to develop my pieces now. I think it's time to play bishop f4. This is one reason I took on c5. I was trying to gain this diagonal. Thing is, he can win it back. He can play bishop b8. But let's see what he does. Does play that. Okay, let's support it. Queen here. John, why is Taimanov considered playable but Khan dubious at a higher level? Asks Yash. That is a very technical Sicilian question. I think it's because of the feasibility of white setting up the Meraxi bind. That's my honest understanding of it, that the Khan, theoretically at least, is under a little bit of pressure at the highest level because white can play the Meraxi bind, which is putting the pawns on e4, c4, like I had on the black side of that one game where we got all the dark square control. And at the top level, I think they don't like to allow that. It's assumed that black's a little too cramped. Okay, let's take here. This pawn is hanging, so if queen takes, maybe I can play rook takes. Takes with the rook. I'm not going to capture yet, though. Unfortunately, time appears to be playing a large role here. Let's play e4. Time to break in the middle. He still isn't castled. Let's take. Queen up, hit the rook. Yeah, Alex is playing well. Knight d5, maybe I can take. It takes with the queen. Hits the knight even though I have that. I want to play g6. I feel like it's time for g6, but yeah, let's do it. Let's go for it. He doesn't have any time left. Alex, thanks for the game. I tried something experimental with the pawns, but you played pretty well. I think maybe you could play a little more directly in the center. You know, around here, let's say. I'd be thinking about a move such as e5 for you to try to break in the middle, create more tension, more counterplay in the center of the board. That's usually how you want to respond to a flank attack. Thank you for the game, though. Okay, we got a couple more games in us here. Accept random. Oh yeah, and I saw his message there before it disappeared. He said didn't want to castle in the attack. Yeah, I think that's right. Probably that's correct. Maybe just look for some sort of pawn break in the middle. Let's play a Dutch defense against Simon Jin. And Polly, thank you for subbing to the channel with your Prime. Hey, Tony. That's a great song. I mean, Russia has so many good songs. Never ending. I feel like Rush fans would also enjoy playing on Lichess. I think that's a good cross-section of personalities. We'll go for e5. I'm playing queen e8 first just so there's not the possibility of a queen trade. It often prepares e5 if there's a knight on f3, let's say. Your king can get exposed in the Dutch. That's absolutely true. You got to be careful. It's a little riskier than your average opening, but also it can produce quite interesting positions. I actually want to study the Dutch in greater detail. I was at... do you guys ever go to Half Price Books if you're in the US? I don't know if they have them in other countries. I would guess not. Maybe Canada. But Half Price Books is really a lot of fun to go and browse there. And I very nearly bought a Dutch book I saw in the chess section. I had to go, so I didn't have time to look into it. But I saw it sitting on the shelf, and it was by Jan Elvist, who's a pretty good Dutch player. And it's from the early 90s, but I think it was on the Leningrad Dutch. And I almost bought it. And I might still go back and buy it. Oh, interesting, Tony. Marin, he's talking about Grandmaster Mihai Marin is coming out with that double Leningrad series very soon. Interesting. Who's the publisher? Is it Quality Chess? Okay, jumps into d5. Let's take with this knight, first of all. Really want to play knight d3, but he wins c7, so I don't think I can justify it. Yeah, I think you just got to take and play rook f7, guard this guy. I don't think this is as good as I would like, though. f4 is going to be hard to achieve. Let's play a5. I'll strike a little bit on the queen side. Quality indeed. Okay, yeah. Yeah, those English books, those are great. I have those as well. I learned how to play the English opening from them. 3-part series. Shanklin says the Dutch is dubious in his d4 course. Yeah, you know, he's probably right. There's some technical problems in that opening. But again, it's playable. Okay, I think I have to trade queens. The other options here, which is maybe playable, actually, now that I think about it. Queen b7, though. You know, let's try it. This is a little more complicated, but let's try it. Defends the rook. I think the most important thing is to keep this pawn on d6 so I don't unleash these d-pawns. Yeah, now there, I was thinking take. Could take here, perhaps. I mean, this could get quite sharp. But now I have the option of bishop b5, which I should probably do. Again, I lose this pawn. I'm not that happy about that, but I think it's worth it to pick up the exchange. Alexander Tron asks, hey, does all the named openings have some sort of theory worked out? Or do some of them just have names for the heck of it, like the sodium attack? Well, the sodium attack has the chemical name as part of its name. It's actually quite clever. Sodium attack's Na3, right? So there's usually some rhyme or reason to it. A lot of openings are just geographic names. That's pretty much true for the main openings. A lot of them named after players. Let's go here. Don't mind a rook c8 move. He's getting his bishop in the game. That's a good move. Good move here. What do I play against Alekine's defense? You know, that's a good question. I feel like I don't have a great line against the Alekine's defense. I usually go for either the 4 pawns attack or just knight f3. So e4, knight f6, e5, knight d5, d4, d6, knight f3. One of the more reliable lines in mainstream lines. But I got to look into that further. Tony, I feel like you play the Alekine's defense. Let's go here. Cheeky move. Now, how to win? Well, I have 10 seconds left. I should figure that out quickly. How to win. Hurry. We gotta keep... Whoa, what happened to my bishop? My bishop disappeared. It's lagging. I'm mating though. It was lagging out on me a little bit there. But fortunately the position was too strong. Good game, Simon. Yeah, you played well, man. That was a good game. Very competitive game. I think you played the opening all right. You know, you got to a position where you started attacking on the queen side. I do think queen b7 might have been a better move here, although I'm not sure, actually. Queen b7 I can take and take on a4. This got pretty interesting. Perhaps here you should play queen takes d6 versus giving up your queen. Then, even though you lose the exchange, these d-pawns will probably get unblocked at some point in the future. So, yeah, GG indeed. Tony does play Alekine's Defense. He says, I play it a lot. It kind of sucks, but I score well. Okay, you guys ready? You know what time it is. We're getting close to the end of the stream. We're an hour 55 in for this 2-hour stream. Get ready. Let's make the necessary preparations. Avert your eyes if this sort of thing bothers you. Now, we use the horsey set and we play the Bongcloud, no matter who we play against in the final game. This is random. I think last time I did this, I got a 2100, and it was not easy. So here we go. Good luck to me and my opponent. Inazuma. Ooh, wild card. Oh, this is correspondence, though. Okay, no. No. Not falling for that one again. Thank you, Soaking Wet Sigh. This is Cheerleader Scandi. There we go. Thanks for the support. Here we go. Oh, 2188. LCA, good luck. Let's do this. The king is never quite sure about it, based on his expression. He's just not quite sure. Opens the center. Yep. Okay, take. All right, I got to go back. I can't stride out any further. It's too risky in this position. An opponent like LCA is going to punish me too much. But now remember, I can't castle. That's a big thing here. I can't castle. We're going to have to roll with our king in the center for the rest of the game. Potentially. Queen f3, there's knight d4. So I actually think maybe I should have played the bishop to this square. I'll do that. Let's see if I can induce him to play bishop d7 and hang the horsey. Those diagonal slicey boys look nice. Yeah, these are penguins. Bishop b5 got him thinking. Here we go. All right, let's play d3, I think is a pretty reasonable move. Imagine a time scramble with this set. Oh, it's happened before. Yeah, it's a trip. This set makes my head hurt. The piece set is painful to look at. You guys are right. I can't disagree. Okay, now I should probably take this. I think capturing is correct. Let's go h3. Let's see if he keeps the pin. Go here, hit the bishop, maybe knight g3 coming. Takes a while to get used to this, yeah. Queen's always cheerful. She's always just having a good time. Okay, maybe this. I could try to take this pawn. I could try. I mean, it allows queen e7 and some pinning business. Let's play h4. Attack with the h-pawn. He seems happy to be engaged as well, so let's push the pawn. I think there's a set that's even more headache-inducing than this one. Hey, King's Crusher, thank you for the raid. 49 viewers coming from King's Crusher's channel. A legend of the streaming community, King's Crusher. Been streaming on Lichess for quite a while. So thank you very much for that raid. So again, if takes here, queen e7, I can play d4, but I'm running into f6 at all times. I think I need to hide the king a little bit. We need to play keep away with the king. Thereby threaten this, because now I've escaped the alignment issues. 3d1 is impossible to play with. You think so? The 3d1 hasn't been that bad in my experience. I'm thinking like maybe I'll pull it up later, but there's one other one that I've really had an issue with. Ooh, do I have this idea? Nah, probably too risky. Let's get creative. I'm going to go here. And we're going to develop our rook up the board. He's sneaking. If queen takes, the knight is supporting, so maybe I can get it in the attack via this route. Queen comes up. And this actually seems like an interesting spot for the rook. But knight e4 also looks pretty good. Let's play knight e4. I want that light square bishop. I'm even willing to give a horsey for it. Yeah. All right, all right. Let's take. Trade's coming in here. Coming in hot. Let's take. We're going to go here. Queen d2, maybe rook e1, get coordinated. Ooh, good move, good move. This pawn is in trouble. Oh, I only have 20 seconds. Hurry, hurry, John. We must hurry. Gotta focus. Big time scramble. I think they can take, yeah. No draw, though. We can't allow a draw. Oh. Pre-move. We have a knight. We have a chance. The horsey died, so our position can live. There we go. I'm sorry, LCA. Or ALCA. Not the way we like to win. A dirty flag. A dirty flag in the Bongcloud game. Black kept control really well there. Yeah, queen f5 was a nice move. I missed that one. Hits this pawn. Also eyes up d3. Makes it really awkward for me. Notice how black played in the center, though. That's what you want to do when your opponent plays an opening like this, or flank openings as well. Really suspicious openings. Black played right down the pipe with a quick d5 on move 3. So well played. Probably would have beat me. Almost definitely would have beat me if we had continued in the final position. But time gets the better of all of us. Yeah, horsey died so the position can live. If you lose the horsey, you lose the game even if you mate. Yeah, I feel like there's one other set. Was it this one? Oh, this is... No, this is the most headache-inducing set. I think we can all agree. Just no. I'm sorry. Just no. Just got circles for the pawns. I think that's the most jarring thing. You just got these little circles. Like they look like little magnets. Maybe I'll play with that one next time. Just to torture you. Oh wait, how about this one? This one I think is marginally better than the last one. And someone pointed out that this one actually illustrates how the pieces move, which is quite clever. So you got your bishops here, crisscrossing. You got your rooks up and down, side to side. The knights. So that's a clever idea. Those are like the main kind of fun ones. And then you just got your various standard sets. I like the Maestro set, actually. This one has been growing on me. But I usually play with just the default. All right. Well, thank you all for the stream. This is a lot of fun. Thanks again to Lichess for setting this up. We're making this a regular thing. Other streamers involved too. I want to remind you. So if you didn't get a chance to play me, there are other people who are Lichess players and streamers that you can play against as well with Lichess plays. Thanks again for the support. No one took me down this time, but I have, as I said, I have faith in you guys. I consider you all to be kind of my students in a way. You know, I know a lot of you watch my videos and whatnot, and I know one of you is going to take me down in one of these streams. So thanks again, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Thanks again to Lichess. We are rating RU Chess 27, Root Chess 27. So enjoy